Hello and welcome to Inside the Middle East. Yes, the Middle East. It may look like Switzerland, but we're actually in Jordan today, in the Jordanian capital Amman, where people around me are having a good time with the snow. This region has gone through a snowstorm, the likes of which it hasn't seen in years. We're now in the Abdu neighborhood in the Jordanian capital Amman, and not far from here, in a basement, some young men are jamming to a kind of music the Middle East isn't used to hearing. Let's listen in. Not what you'd expect to hear in the basement of a well-to-do house in Amman, Jordan. The lyrics are, well, the genre is called brutal death metal, so what do you expect? 17 pieces of dismembered flesh, brains on the pillow, blood on the walls. Now my final words to you, I hate you. What does that mean?
The lyrics in this song, they're about the relation between the human mind and body, where you exceed the limits of sanity. But you get insane, but I mean insane in a sophisticated way.
The band is called Tyrant Throne. The friends started playing together in 2004 with Zahir Siryani on guitar. And later, the youngest member of the band joined, Hana Marzuka, on drums. And they say they're largely misunderstood in the Middle East.
There's a misconception about the music, that it's the devil's music. And I think this misconception isn't only in the Middle East, it's worldwide, but especially in like third world countries. So yeah, people aren't like accepting it so much. We have no support.
Well, this is an interesting look at the Middle East metal scene. In fact, Nick Robertson traveled to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, and profiled this Middle Eastern metal band.
In a tiny blacked-out garage in a back street of Saudi Arabia, there's a revolution taking place. Rock and roll, heavy metal rock and roll, is coming of age. And the band, Wasted Land, is leading the way.
2 years ago, there wasn't that much bands. 2 years ago there were only two bands, our bands and other bands.
Ayman Al-Ghamdi, a 25-year-old human resources assistant, is the band's lead guitar, also its founder. The internet, he says, is the engine of change.
Some of them I met them through the internet, some of them I met them through other guys and through my guitar teacher.
It's how I found Al-Ghamdi, through the band's MySpace website. Revolution in this conservative kingdom that prohibits public gigs is underground in every sense.
Because of the internet, when we upload our song, we found that a lot of people liked what we did and they liked what we composed.
Contrary to what some people think, the band says they didn't get their name Wasted Land from any assessment of Saudi Arabia, but actually named themselves after a song by a German rock band, a band they admire. For a bunch of guys who make a lot of noise, they are pretty softly spoken, but their ideas are bold.
Maybe some people get an idea about we are like Bin Laden or this kind of stuff, so we are not. We are normal people. We live in our life and enjoy our life, music and work and stuff, yeah.
They say they are reaching out, using the internet, streaming their vibe across borders that just a few years ago would have been impenetrable boundaries.
Our song spread to countries like USA, Europe, and to other Gulf and Arabian countries. So, and a lot of them ask us to, to come to their countries to play.
And that's how they came to the attention of mainstream media. At the Battle of the Bands in Dubai, surprising even themselves, voted third in the region's most hotly contested gig fest.
They told me, "Are you Saudi?" So I told them, "Yeah, I'm Saudi." "So you play heavy metal?" "Yeah." "As Metallica and Iron Maiden and stuff?" "Yeah." So they told me, "It's strange. How could you do that?"
Back home, it isn't so easy being wasted land.
The society here, they don't accept this kind of music. It's they consider it as something for the devils, and they're crazy. Look at this guy, he's shaking his head and stuff. He screams. What he screamed for?
And there are no venues for bands here. A headache for Wasted Land's manager Hassan Hatrash.
That was close.
An accomplished musician who's been in a virtual rock and roll wilderness for the past 2 decades.
The only entertainment method in Saudi Arabia is like shopping malls or coffee shops. And to young people, that is totally not enough.
Gigs like this one by another up-and-coming band are private, even though it's technically illegal for so many people to congregate here. This underground concert for about 500, mostly teenagers.
The new generation, the younger generation, basically, they have a lot of enmity, a lot of hate, a lot of anger, repressed feelings, because basically, sadly, here in KSA, we have a huge cultural gap between the older generation and the younger generation.
Music was the only way to release that steam. And since they got there, they are releasing it with the tension that they feel that they're.
There are now about 30 underground bands with names like Inversion, Sound of Ruby, Final Serenade. For band manager Hatrash, this is only the beginning.
Now here we are. Sunday, as if we woke up from a dream. I was like, whoa, is this Saudi Arabia? Oh, that's good. It's there. We have a lot of music bands emerging now, and a lot more will.
Nick Robertson for Inside the Middle East, Jeddah, Saudi Arabia.
After the break, a freak snow blizzard on parts of the Middle East, and it's still snowing. The story after this.